Was good, was good. I'm going to talk about how we can relate four weapon safety rules from the Marine Corps to our trading. How can this help us? Is there anything to think about? Is there any similarities? Let's go through it. Four weapon safety rules: treat, never, keep. Treat every weapon as if it were loaded. Never point your weapon at anything you not intend to shoot. Keep your finger straightened off the trigger until you're ready to fire. Keep your weapon on safe until you're ready to fire. Bonus tip is know your target and what's beyond it. Those are the four weapon safety rules with a little bonus. Let's get into it. So first, treat every weapon as if it were loaded. In trading, this would mean, look, you're handling a firearm. You should treat it as if it were loaded. Doesn't matter if the magazine's out. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They are not a toy, and trading is not a toy. Trading is serious. It's not a game. It's not some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It is very serious. If you haven't learned how serious it is, you'll likely lose a lot of money, and then you figure it out, and you're like, wow, if I can lose this much money, it's possible to make this much money. It's very dangerous. It's an extreme thing, I suppose. So we need to treat every weapon as if it were loaded. In my opinion, this would mean just be serious about trading. You know, be serious and businesslike. You know, it's you're handling a loaded gun. You know, that's what trading is if you're having a live account, you know. And even if it wasn't loaded, like I say here, even if you're trading a simulated account, it's paper money, who cares, right? We still need the proper procedure. We should simulate as if it's real money. Means risk management, means we don't have a trade overnight or whatever it is. You follow your rules. We don't just forget about a trade and then just close it up. You really have to treat everything as completely live money, and that's my point. So treat every weapon as if we're loaded. That means treat simulator as real and just treat trading as serious, very serious. You know. All right. Next point is never point your weapon at anything you not intend to shoot. Don't point your gun at anything you don't intend to shoot. Doesn't matter if it's loaded, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You don't point your gun at anything you do not intend to shoot. It's the same thing in trading. So don't place an order or don't, be buying something that you're not really sure about if you're going to buy or not. You're kind of just dancing around. Again, we are handling a loaded gun here. You know, we're dealing with money. We're dealing with a lot of money and many times. So we need to keep control over it. So don't place an order just out of the blue. All right, you gotta, and even then, don't even place a trade that you're not gonna take. You know, you can look on the chart and like, oh, I'm gonna take this, but you're just setting yourself up because if you don't take it and then it works, you're like, oh man, I should have taken it. That's a losing situation. But what's the other point? Oh, if it doesn't work, you just delete it. Oh, I didn't take it. All right, whatever. It's really it's only a lose situation because you'll just delete the zone if it didn't work and you didn't place the trade, so it doesn't matter. Or it's gonna work and then you're not on it because you didn't actually place it, and it's just gonna be like, oh, it's just gonna be trying to irritate you because you missed out on that good trade that you had, right? You had your sights on it. You drew the box or you drew your zone or whatever it is you drew, but you chose not to trade it. And again, let's be intentional. How about you do hands off? How about you don't even draw anything on the chart? Just watching it. You can see and you can identify. You don't have to draw it. You can see and identify that trade. Are you going to place the trade or not? So if you're not, don't draw it. If you're not, don't point your weapon at anything you do not intend to shoot. So don't be half in to anything. okay, in trading. So, and your trade, don't be half in on the trade. So be all in if you're going to do it. Onwards. Third weapon safety rule is keep your finger straightened off your trigger until you're ready to fire. So this one, if you haven't found a trade yet, again, don't be near the buy button. This is like, so I've been in trading where I've traded so much, meaning buy and sell so much during the day. It's like, it's not very far away. I can just push the buy button really, really quick, easy. And like before even thinking about the full trade, the full perspective, stop entry, target, what am I doing here? I get in before it even happens, before I even think of those things. That is poor weapon safety rules. All right. That's poor weapon safety rules. You are on the firing line and just with your finger on the trigger and your gun pointed, we don't know, because you haven't really figured everything out yet. Remember, in trading, it's a lot like firing the rifle, man. You gotta be secure. Everything's accounted for. All right. This is a calm environment. It should not be chaotic. It's a calm environment, and you need to be intentional about everything. So intentionality is huge, and so anything separating you from the buy button is a good thing, meaning I have to measure the risk before the trade. I have to find the width of the zone. I have to put in multiple lines in through my Excel sheet to mark down what this trade is and why am I taking it. I am not writing a paragraph. I'm just writing 3 different cells of what symbol it is, measure it, and I know what I'm doing. And then I can place the trade, because then I know how many contracts to use, right? Otherwise, you're just guessing, and that's never good. Again, keep your finger straight and off the trigger until you're ready to fire. So have the trade in line and then take the shot. All right, have the trade in line and then take the shot. Don't be squeezing the trigger already. You know what I'm saying? Fourth weapon safety rule: keep your weapon on safe until you're ready to fire. Keep your weapon on safe until you're ready to fire. So this one is wait until it's time. Patience and intentional. So that means, again, it's kind of reiterating what I just said in the third weapon safety rule. But this weapon safety rule, keep your weapon on safe until you're ready to fire. Again, this should be a calm environment. This should be intentional. You should be intentionally taking your weapon on off safe and ready to fire. You should be intentionally, everything's accounted for, my target's on, right before I take the shot, I move the safety off. Then I take the shot. So in the same way, we have to be safe in trading. We have to be safe and professional, and we have to look at the trade, measure the trade. How much risk do we have on the line? If we have our stop entry target, okay, everything's aligned. Place the trade. Now you take the weapon off safe and you fire. It should be like that. It's calm, it's intentional, it's focused. The risk is managed. We know that. It's not a shitstorm. It's not some fucking firefight in Abu Dhabi, whatever the fuck place. Well, that's not even Middle East, is it? I don't even know. But it's not like some skirmish, bro. It's not that. It's more like deliberate, slow snipe, and you can do a snipe fast. You just have to go through the process every time. Process, mark it down, measure everything, and then you're ready to fire. Then you shoot. Okay? Don't shoot and ask questions later. No. You need to get everything aligned, and then you take your shot when everything's solid. You will miss plenty of trades, and there's nothing wrong with that. How many times do you regret placing a trade that you probably shouldn't have traded versus you regret not taking a trade? that's probably not a good statement, because I've regretted plenty trades that I did not take. But I can tell you, um, it's just safer, man. It's just safer, and there's no excuse, right? Especially when you're going to so fast, and then you place a trade, you're just flying through this. And you're, oh, place a trade, whatever, and the trade doesn't go right. You don't even blame yourself. Sometimes you'll be like, I'm blaming, well, I went too fast. I mean, it wasn't really the right setup, right? Whose fault is that? It's your own fault. Well, it was going fast. It doesn't matter. You control the pace. Trading, the best thing about it is the hardest thing about it. It's that it's fully freedom. It's fully freedom to do whatever you want to do, and it's a blessing and a curse, because everything's your fault, man. It doesn't matter. You control the pace, man. So, anyways, bonus. This is a really good added bonus. Know your target and what's beyond it. This is a big one. So know your target and what's beyond it. So when you're shooting, know where your target is. Okay, your target, what's behind it? Is that a berm or is it freaking city lights? You know what I'm saying? So know your target and what's beyond it. And don't place the trade if what's beyond it is not right. So in trading, it would be like, think one more step ahead of the game, right? Think like, okay, I'm long. I would be long here, and I wanted to go up here. What's the next step? After it goes up there, what happens? Well, actually, there's no supply. The daily chart, there's not really anything blocking it. It probably will. I mean, if it went up that high, this is going to be a low. There's probably going to be demand there. I reckon it would just trend upwards. Then why are you getting out there? Why are you getting out so early? It might make you reconsider, like, okay, well, I might just hold on for the long haul here. And who knows? Maybe it does go up. Maybe it does do what you're thinking. But I'm saying, think about the next step after you're out, after that trade is done. Think about the next step. Try to anticipate. And it's a lot of thinking. You're playing chess, man. You're playing checkers, whatever it is. You're. It's a strategy. It's a strategy. And if you anticipate well, I think you learn twice as fast, because you're not even only taking the trade and you're learning from that one trade, whether it stops out or goes. But if it does work for you or whatever, and you anticipate, well, this is my target, but if I don't take that target, I can hold on to it, and that the higher time frame charts agree, whatever, you start learning about that, about where it stops. Now there's two sides of learning. There's the entry, and then there's the target. So you start timing targets, So I just think you learn more if you anticipate more, because you're thinking of more. No honest effort goes wasted. So if you do the work, and you're really doing the work on where your targets should be or whatever, what's the next step? Thinking past your trade alone, past it. If it goes up, your target hit, whatever, what does it have a chance to go down? Yes, it absolutely does. Actually, I'm going to have my target here, 1-to-1. That's it. Boom. Because there's a lot of sellers in this area. I think there is, so, and if that happens, why am I taking a long in the first place? You might start to be like, all right, know your target and what's beyond it. I might not even take this long, because at any point the sellers can come back on this trend. You know what I'm saying? So you might say, all right, well, I don't want to take the long. It looks good right now, but man, it could be, even if it goes up a little bit, it works a tiny bit, it might just come crashing down, and the reds will come back. So we don't know. So I just think that there's a lot to talk about, a lot to think about. So anyways, that's 4 weapon and safety rules, how we can learn from it as traders. Treat every weapon as if it were loaded. Never point your weapon at anything, not intend to shoot. Treat your weapon. Keep your weapon unsafe until you're ready. Point, fire. Keep your weapon. Oh shit, I did that wrong. Keep your finger straight and off the trigger until you're ready. Fire. Keep your weapon unsafe until you're ready. Fire. Know your target and what's beyond it. Yep, that is the Marine Corps 4 weapon safety rules, and how we can relate it to trading. Ultimately, in conclusion, it's just be professional and understand that you're holding is something extremely dangerous, and a lot of people don't treat it as such, myself included many times, no doubt, bro, no doubt. But but I think we can learn from it. And that's not to say that we shouldn't be loose enough to pull the trigger. We should be able to shoot well. All right, we should be able to do it, but just know that there is a process to this, and it's a serious thing. That's all. It's a serious thing. But as long as your risk is managed, as long as you know your target, what's beyond it, it's pretty good. I think it'll be fine. So it doesn't have to be such a rigid thing. But anyways, all right, deuces, Holmes. Peace.
Oh, I hope I don't lose you. Please stay. I want you, I need you, oh God. Don't take these beautiful things that I've got. Please stay. I want you, I need you, oh God. Don't take these beautiful things that I've got. Oh, please.
All right, deuces.